Yeah, since you don't. Where the fuck did you go?
I don't know. I know how computers work, I swear. Shut up. I swear I know how computers work.
But yeah, once you edit your bio and info to have your character image, it should just kind of, when you have it as that character, your icon should change.
Ah.
There you go.
Like I said, I know how computers work.
He did it. Hooray. Alright. Now, as is somewhat customary, I should hope, would anyone like to give the rundown on what happened last time?
I don't remember.
From what I recall, Trevor, Kelly, and Allison have just been kind of running around the town.
I remember that a certain someone pissed me the fuck off.
Yeah, you pissed off Allison too.
Um, uh, Trevor saw odd red light underneath one of the lampposts, the traffic light places.
Yes.
Kelly had gotten a new pair of gloves. Apparently
Again.
one of the oldest things in town, though it's really odd. Allison had gotten a few weird dreams at the start of it. We got chased by some weasel-looking guys at one point. Milkshake scene from the Iron Giant happened. Visit James and said hi to them. James followed us around a little bit.
Also, who did I miss?
And I think we kind of ended off around Kelly's home, actually. Am I wrong about that?
To be fair, what I remember was you guys went to Ted's house and kinda
Yeah, we
bothered
Pissed him
him.
the fuck off.
we did kind of bother him for a little bit.
You didn't make your case on wanting to be friends very good.
Kelly got hit in the face by pie.
That did happen. Then after that, everyone kind of just went home for the night, I believe. Or were you guys wanting to do? Or no, I think you guys had been wanting to do something that night.
Yeah, I believe Agent wanted to say hi to their support buddy.
I want to go talk to Griff.
Got it. Alright, so that's pretty much where we're picking up. It's like the sun's like maybe a third still in the sky over the horizon, but it's
It's getting late.
it is about to be night. So we'll say that the party of 3 plus James are just kind of in the general like neighborhood part of town. I'm sorry that I still do not have a map for the town. I have the layout in mind, but it's not easy making towns. But anyways. So you guys are kind of in the residential area. And you're now free to do as you'd like. And Ted, of course, is still in his house.
Yep.
Also, if you're getting too much of Callista, I might turn up my sensitivity a bit and just raise my voice so I can be heard.
Okay.
Because the other solution is just tell her to be quiet, but she's streaming, so there's only so quiet she can be.
Yeah.
I am on. Hell yeah. I plan on playing Final Fantasy.
Alright.
Great start. Great start.
It's Saturday night. What y'all gonna do? Your parents are probably expecting you home for dinner.
Oh, it's Saturday night.
I think
Wait,
Kel-
isn't James still with us?
James is still with you. He's just,
Yeah.
kind of hanging out.
didn't we stop at Kelly? Stop around like Kelly's home when we stopped last night. I mean, not last night, but last session. I think that's where we.
I'm not sure if you did, but that could be the current destination y'all headed to.
Yeah. Well, no, we already were there in the sense of things. Because remember, one of the last things was Kelly got the gloves.
Someone
Mm.
Oh yeah, that did happen at the end of the session. I thought that happened a bit. All right.
Mm-mm.
I'm getting order of events a little messed up, but that's all good. So you guys are at the antique store.
Yeah. But
You
yeah,
guys are at the antique store. James is kind of perusing.
Yeah.
He seems to like knight armor, but I mean, kids his age usually like knight armor.
I will break your damn
It's
face.
cool.
Shatter your fingers. It's your
Kelly remarked, it still was kind of funny of Wellman coming in with the whole suit of armor.
I still want to know how he got through the window.
He didn't come in through the window with the suit of armor. He went through the normal way.
I thought he
Down
went
the-
through the window.
No, that was when he had the miner's elf fit
Alright.
on.
He dresses up weirdly a lot. It's hard to keep track of which is which.
Dragonheart.
Don't blame you, but then again, he buys from the store.
Love, love, love.
James kinda just-
Whips him.
Shrugs and chimes in. He is a man of pure will and determination.
He is.
Fair enough.
It just seems that the main thing he's determined to do is teach history in as amusing a way as possible.
And
Respectable.
it's been pretty amusing.
Yes.
Either way, looking at the time, I should probably be headed up back towards home.
Mm.
Probably
Okay.
stop by inside a Griff on the way.
Okay.
This
Oh. I mean,
home I will sit.
I guess it's getting late.
If y'all want to come up with, that's fine.
Actually, I don't. I mean, I still have plenty of time, I think. Mom, what's dinner? Or if we are having dinner tonight, I know sometimes we don't have family dinners now and again.
Do I have one for left tip?
And she kind of leans. She kind of leans on the counter a bit to look around. Just one of those little like postcard stand things that turn, spin. I don't know what those are called actually. Anyways, she kind of leans on the counter to look at you from around it. Like, well, I mean, what do you want for dinner? Nothing started yet.
I don't know, truthfully.
Well, if you want to go out with your friends or something, you're more than welcome to. Otherwise, I think probably grilled cheese tonight.
Okay.
Or mac and cheese. I'm just kind of in a cheese mood.
Okay, Ma. If that's the case, I'm gonna probably tag her with Allison a little bit more. Just
Alright. Need any money to go by the diner or something?
mm, mm, I don't know, truthfully. I mean, if you do give me money, I'll buy something for you as well. If you're in mood for the cheesy stuff.
No, it's fine. I could make something for just me and your dad.
Okay. Kelly comes up to her mom.
So,
Your other kind of reaches over the counter to give you a little hug.
And buy some money to buy herself some food at like the diner.
Just gives you a few dollars, enough for like, a burger and a drink. Maybe a small thing of fries on the side.
Okay.
Nothing fancy, but enough.
Thank you, Ma.
You're welcome, honey. Make sure to get back before midnight.
I will. And she goes up to the rest of the guys. Okay.
Trevor, you want to come with?
Why not? I mean, I still got plenty of time.
What about you, James? It's getting late. You want to be on your way home, or you want to tag along some more?
I mean, I can tag along if it's no problem.
I don't mind.
Okay.
We're heading up a bit into the mountain, so might be a bit
Oh.
farther away from home for you.
Which kind?
Is it out on the eastern side of town or western side? And this is one of those times where, yes, it would be nice if we had a map. Allison's house is out the eastern side of town, and then northwards up the mountain, which is the opposite of James, who is on the west side.
Well, we live on the eastern side and northern into the mountains.
Ah,
Pretty far.
could I perhaps get a ride home afterwards?
Last time I was.
I could let you borrow my bike,
Okay,
if that's alright.
that is fine. I'll try to get it back to you.
Just bring it back to school next time we're there. It'll be fun. Alright, let's get going then. Start marching on out, I guess.
Alright. You guys march on out of the antique store. You're wandering around. Down Main Street, eastwards. The sun continues to drop below the horizon and starts to get very dark. The street lights start to click on one after another, just pa, 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 pa. Just down the road.
This place is a lot calmer at night. I enjoy it.
Yeah. Pretty much there isn't much of a nightlife because it is, kind of just a small town in the mountains. Most people go to sleep.
This ain't New York. This city actually does sleep.
Exactly. And as you guys are heading out that way, you would pass by just, that one street light that its bulb is kind of just, dying, but no one ever does anything about it. So it's just kind of flicker.
Fix this one.
Just that one street lamp with the flickery light.
I don't know. I don't know how long it's been like that.
Like, it would irritate me.
Truthfully.
Feels like it's
For
been
something that
over
I
a
already
week,
have.
but
But I don't like doing
it
it.
somewhat works. I guess it's not really a
To
big
me, I
issue.
built everything off of love.
Yeah.
And guys, I had to change.
You guys just kind of keep walking as you're talking?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Alright. You guys pass on by the street light. Giving it some amount of thought and moving along
Kelly's,
more towards Alpha House.
I know Kelly's kind of looks at it as we're walking by.
I can't.
And such.
If I want to play. And I don't like it.
You know what? Give me a comprehend or investigate roll. I
Investigate?
can't decide which one I'd rather at the moment for this particular. Huh. Hmm. I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting that. I'm not sure why.
I have a 2 in mind. Investigate.
4 in mind. Half your dice got successes, which is not super common. Anyway, alright. You'd notice something.
Hmm?
What in particular you would notice
Time to hand
is as the last itty little bits of the sun dip below the horizon, and the town is fully encased in the darkness that is night, you would notice a sort of glow growing underneath the streetlight. Just It's this little red glow
Uh,
that starts to become stronger and stronger until it's just kind of there. It's not super strong. It's like
hold on, guys.
It's like half as strong as a dying glow stick, but it's
Allison,
there.
Trevor,
What's up?
What?
that's, I don't know if it's just me or that's odd. She points up to the lamp, the light.
Take a look.
Well,
This glow seems to be hovering about. I'm not good with distances, but it's a few feet off the ground.
similar
and
to
as
the
you can-
one I saw around the traffic light.
No, that was the same street light.
Oh, it's the same street light. Okay.
The same street light.
It was too loud.
But the glow would almost seem to take form a little bit. And it would start to kind of become a circle and then split into two. So it's just these two reddish glowing circles. And if you give it another, maybe like half a minute, a sort of shadow starts to extend out from them.
I ain't trusting this.
What?
So what do we do?
I'm seeing what looks like glowing eyes and a shadow coming off of them. I say we book it.
I I don't know.
Alright, got it fixed. Fixed it.
As you continue to hesitate,
It made me.
the shadows reaching out from it, almost like a black mist, continue to grow until it creates a humanoid sort of shape with these glowing circles on either hand.
Nope. Hella, nope.
Oh, okay. I try waving at it.
Where? Oh.
It doesn't seem to respond at all. In fact, it doesn't even seem to be facing you. It seems almost like it's facing down the street towards the center of town. And it kind of just starts kind of bouncing on its feet a little. Just like first just up and down and then a little bit back and forth. Shakes its arms and then adopts a boxer's stance.
Oh.
Kelly?
I don't know. It's looking down the street, not towards that from the position it's at.
I'm gonna go and poke it. I say as I'm gonna start walking over.
Alright. You're now walking towards it.
Allison, Kelly follows.
How close to it do you get?
Within a point where I can poke it.
Right.
So
As
pretty
you
close.
get within 2 to 3, like 2.5-ish feet from it, it suddenly spins around on its heel and kind of just pauses a moment facing you, still in that sort of boxer stance, fists up, kind of bouncing around a little bit, bouncing from foot to foot.
Hello?
Okay, it's literally doing the whole fucking motions of like warm up before a fight. Fuck.
It doesn't exactly have eyes, but you might, Allison, get the idea that it is staring you down.
I will stare back.
Holy cow.
So we're facing with like a shadow boxer. of sorts.
I'd make a movie reference if that movie fucking existed in that time period. Fuck.
No, not. Not.
What do we do?
The shadow boxer continues to just kind of, bounce from foot to foot, just kind of bobbing back and forth.
The reason.
It looks like it's ready for a match.
Yeah.
Do we fight it?
I vote Allison.
Trevor!
What?
Honestly, like.
I have an idea. It's probably going to end horribly, or nothing's going to happen.
What?
I'm gonna start trying to mimic its movements.
Hey, we had the same idea.
I feel like it's gonna take that as an okay to start.
Oh, then I guess I'm getting into a fight then.
Okay! Want me to back away from you then, if that's gonna be the case?
Do what you want.
Okay. Kelly kind of goes over to the side. Not heading back, but kind of going onto the sidewalk and just watching it still.
All right. Well.
Do you?
So you see the shadow boxer kind of like, knuckle to knuckle, put its fists together for a moment, just like, bah. And then it rushes you.
I'm a Shankovich then. No, not really. I'm going to assume it's going to make an attack, isn't it?
Yeah, but I am giving you, just that split second to maybe do something before you get
Before
clocked.
whatever happens here.
All right, you're just gonna stand there in the boxer stance.
Is it going for a swing right now, or preparing to?
What is basically happening right this second is time has slowed down Matrix style while we're having this conversation. GM to player. And you have a few moments to react, as it is now, essentially somewhere between sprinted and jumped the few feet between where it was and where you were mimicking it. And
Okay.
is about to fucking jab you straight in the face.
Okay, well, I'll try and sidestep out of the way of the punch, I guess. Seems like the best option right now, at least.
Give me a move roll.
This is gonna fail.
Yeah,
You were right.
yeah, it is.
With my luck so far, this was inevitable.
So, the worst news is, you are risking the injured condition if this punch connects.
That's fine.
Alright. So, you fail to dodge, go ahead and tick off injured on your conditions. Because your nose is now broken.
Ah.
You've also been knocked. You've also been knocked off your feet and pushed back like a good few feet onto your ass.
I regret nothing.
There you go.
I'm gonna try getting back up real quick.
Allison, you okay?
My face hurts.
Meanwhile, the shadow boxer kind of just readopts their stance and slowly paces back to the center of the streetlight. Or, well, the light given off by it, of course.
I'm gonna get back up and just kind of hold my face. Ow. Ow. Oh, remind me never to fight the Shadow Boxer again. Oh, it was a horrible idea. Why would you let me do that?
Because I had a similar idea. I wanted to see what happened if you did it.
Alright, well, you try it then. Ow. That's blood.
Yeah, I can understand you bleeding. That was a face. That was a fist straight to your face.
I didn't order the fist sandwich, though.
Doesn't matter. Your third one.
Kelly runs up to the two of them. Uh,
Let's move on.
did not expect.
I didn't expect it to go well. Then again, I also didn't expect it to go right for a punch. Then
Don't
again,
forget the boxer or something.
James kind of just is very confused, to be honest. He's kind of standing around, just kind of twiddling himself, just like, oh, what is going on?
We
Let's-
don't know.
let's get going. Ow, my face.
Just leave it there.
Um,
I'd leave a note, but you know what? I don't want to go near it again.
It
At least
seems
not right now.
reactive. It seems reactive. Just don't try fighting it, and we're fine.
I mean,
Oh, I'll come back for round 2 tomorrow night.
You're gonna try tomorrow night?
Yeah, I'd rather wait until my face isn't bleeding.
Got it. Bring popcorn tomorrow.
Ah, sounds like a fun time. Might want to bring some band-aids.
Got it. Popcorn and a med kit.
That sounds about right. Let's get going.
Okay.
All right, so you guys start to resume your move to Allison's home.
Yep.
All right. Does anyone glance back as you're wandering off?
Kelly does.
All right. You'd see that after you guys get a bit further away, and or maybe it's just after a certain bit of time, it seems to stop facing where you guys had been, and starts, well, shadow boxing, just kind of boxing against, an opponent that isn't there. And give me another investigate roll. How about? I want to see how many hints I can give onto the nature of this mystery.
Nope.
Okay, you don't notice anything else about it. The fact that it's just, raring to go, I suppose.
There's always tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Come back for round 2.
Yeah, when Allison has round 2, and I bring music.
Don't you always have your music on you, though?
I didn't have my bag with me, so not as wide as election tonight.
Okay.
Alright.
So, I'm gonna be drawing up that thing when I get the chance to.
Alright. So let's see. So yeah, you
That
guys
was Kelly
are
talking.
heading- Yeah, no, fine. I'm currently just making sure to check my notes to make sure I know what exactly is active, because I have to remind myself of that multiple times a session.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that was the other one. Okay. I knew there was one that was specifically important for where you guys were going. Anyways. So you guys are heading up to Allison's house. It's a bit of a long walk, considering you gotta go, a good ways past the edge of where town normally is, but not nearly as far as the drive-in movie theater. And then, up the long, winding mountain. Not exactly road, it's kind of gravel
Mm-hmm.
that heads up to Allison's house.
Okay.
But it's honestly a somewhat sizable house. Looks very nice. It's just kind of out here on its own in the woods.
I would walk 500 miles.
Quiet, Trevor.
Oh, no, that sounds not even accurate.
Yeah. Let's go inside.
Okay.
Just go up to the front door and knock.
Alright. A moment later, your father well, not your dad, but your uncle,
Yeah.
shows up and he opens up. He's like, oh, hey there, so you brought friends.
And a broken nose.
Oof. Who did you get in a fight with?
I'd rather not talk about it tonight. I blame
about it
Trevor,
around-
though.
How is this my fault?
Listen, you're the blockhead here.
Metalhead, get it right.
Metal blockhead. There you go. You happy?
So he welcomes you all inside and leads you on to the kitchen. It's like, just wait here a moment. He goes and he gets a few medical supplies and starts working on fixing up your nose. As best he can, anyways. It's like, now remember, kids, if you're ever in the wilds and you got something, broken bone or something, you got to make sure to set it straight again. Put some splints on it to make sure it stays that way.
Okay.
Gotta love them nose splints.
They kind of exist.
This is one of those points where the character's knowledge exceeds the knowledge of the DM. I have no actual idea.
There are actually like kind of like nose like things. It's like I've seen them before. It's like they're metal, so they're bendable, so they actually fit to your nose. It actually is in a sense a splint, but it's more of it's kind of more like a brace than anything. Yeah, but it helps like set your nose straight in case you do break it.
All right. Well, he basically improvises one with some bandages and some like toothpicks or whatever.
Kelly.
He's big on wilderness survival, so he's kind of improvising
with what's in the house.
Yes.
More than he would normally have in this normal situation.
If Mother risks, or Aunt Sarah, blame Trevor.
Well,
It's not Trevor's fault.
She's gonna think I'm the one that punched you.
Yeah, for all they know, you did.
I swear.
Well,
I get in trouble.
I prefer the idea, the fact that you fell on your face. Being a...
Listen, I'm not that clumsy.
Well, the way I see it, I'm not going to ask too much. I mean, youth is youth. You kids are going to get up to all sorts of nonsense. And Sarah's working late at the bar, so no reason she needs to know that I kind of just, didn't do maybe as much as I should have.
Fair enough. I mean, I'm not completely bleeding out now.
Kids want something to eat?
Sure.
Little snack wouldn't hurt. It was a long walk, but nothing too big, because I wanted to go say hi to Griff.
Fair enough. Also, Allison, at this moment, with your nose now, a bit more fixed up, don't remove the injured thing just yet, because technically you're not allowed to have it removed if it's not with your anchor. So we'll get to that in a minute. But with your nose partially fixed now, you can smell bacon cooking.
Bacon.
Kelly sits on the couch and pulls out her little journal and starts drawing the shadow boxer dude.
What kind of bacon is cooking?
Just some standard pork bacon. Just don't tell the game warden that it's boar bacon. He kind of gives a wink. You're pretty sure it's actually just normal pork bacon, but it's 50% of being the family who hunts is bluffing a little bit about just how much you hunt just to mess with people. Yes, every single burger at this barbecue was made from a deer that I hunted. Totally. If you believe me, it's your own fault.
Ignore the hamburger packages in the trash.
Exactly. Like, your family is big on the hunting scene, and that sort of thing does happen on occasion, but they also lie about it once in a while just because it's funny to make people think that they are just like, extreme hunters who do it literally all the time. It's like, why do you find so much time to hunt? It's like, oh, it's a passion, a hobby.
And we live in the middle of the fucking woods already as is.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
sometimes things just kind of come looking for us.
Kind of like Yogi Bear. He's on the wall.
Yeah, look at that.
Really?
He's got a hat. He's got a little hat and everything.
Perfect.
Anyways, but your dad is doing your uncle is doing the thing that is somewhat common for him. Like, he's not super into cooking, but he can grill as most adult males of this era could. So I've been told. Anyways, he's making BLTs because your aunt isn't here.
Hmm.
This is not out of the ordinary. It's usually BLTs if he has to make dinner. If he has to make lunch. If he has to make breakfast. Well, actually, if there's the waffle maker for breakfast, but you know, the man has a thing for BLTs. They're easy to make and he likes them.
Understandable.
He's perhaps, well, no, he's a good person. I was about to say he might seem a little sad that he now has to share the bacon he was making, because he was making enough for, you know, 1 adult and 5 kids or 4 kids, which he had intended to eat all himself, but he is now going to share it with you all. He's going to have one BLT to himself rather than a super triple double stacker or some such.
Sounds like stuff my dad would do.
I mean, he is a dad. Not your dad, but he is a dad. Well, he's an uncle. Anyways.
Oh yeah, for proper introduction, that's Kelly.
Kelly
That's
waves.
Trevor, also known as the Metal Blockhead, and that's James.
James also kind of gets a little wave. Oh, I'm not around town much, so forgive me if I'm wrong, but he's gonna kind of go person to person, trying to guess. In case you're wondering, he's going to be wrong. He's gonna go in the order that you guys said hello and all that. So Kelly first. It's like, you're the
The what?
He's thinking. Butcher's daughter?
The what?
The
Who is-
daughter of the butcher?
No.
Damn it. She's gonna look to Trevor. You're the kid who stays out in the junkyard?
Trevor?
Wrong junkyard kid.
No, I do not.
He's then going to look to James. I'm sure of you though. You're the kid from the Ukraine? No. No. He just kind of goes, damn. And he just takes a big old bite out of his BLT and just kind of sits there looking a little disappointed that he got, none of them right. When to be fair, he shouldn't have tried, considering the dude spends most of his time out in the wild. He knows basically nothing about what's going on in town. He knows a little bit.
The town exists.
The town exists. He knows the businesses in it, more or less. The people, he doesn't really know the people. He knows the other people who go hunting, but, I mean, none of you are connected to any of them, really, so
Nope.
therefore he does not know you.
Kelly continues on with her drawing as the food gets cooked up, and
Yeah. He makes you all some pretty good BLTs.
Hey.
The kind where the bread is also lightly toasted.
ooh,
So it's got some good crunch. You don't just have crispy bacon crunch, but you got toasty bread crunch as well in there.
Kelly happens to kind of finish before the doodle before the food gets done, and she kind of like places her journal away and joins the others on eating.
Yeah. Congratulations, you have all eaten some pretty dang good BLTs. What's Ted up to?
Did not mean to do that.
Ted went to bed, dude. It's like what, like midnight?
It's getting pretty late.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Ted's fucking sleeping, man.
Ted's asleep.
He had a fucking stressful day, dude.
Daisy managed to get into your room and climbed up on the bed.
Oh,
with
she's
you
always
also.
in there. She's
Yeah.
never not allowed in there.
Yeah. She's sleeping a little bit on top of you, but
There you go.
you know, mostly there for comfort reasons. Anyways. Alright. So you guys are all now feeling a bit peppier, a bit
Mhm.
full. Got some food in you, got some energy. Yeah.
Pretty much just put away the dishes at that point, then.
Yeah. Your uncle just kind of fixes
Yeah.
things up, gets some paper towels and wipes some things down to try to hide the evidence that he did BLTs again. He doesn't really need to, but he feels like he does.
And also probably clean up a little bit of the blood spatter from Allison's nose as well.
Hmm.
Because if it's a broken nose, then it's probably bleeding a little bit. It was bleeding.
Yeah.
Oh, thank
We're
you.
gonna head out and say hi to Griff. We'll be back in half an hour to an hour, Willem.
Sounds good. Just, try not to wander too deep into the forest this late at night.
Not going to.
Okay.
Just gonna stop by and talk with Griff for a bit.
Alright.
See you later.
See you.
Bye.
Go.
Bye-bye.
Oh, I reached the thing where the
Also,
other
be
guy's
right
gone.
back.
Cross-
Dinner got finished, so I'm gonna quickly get food.
E.
Honestly, giving the BLT description made me hungry.
Same.
Snack time.
Snack time. We're quick break for food.
Snack time. Even though I just ate dinner.
Okay, back. Hello?
Everybody's taking a break real quick.
Ah, okay.
Snack time.
Okay.
One of the fun things about walking out of my room some nights is the entire second floor is dark as fuck. My sister always freaks out because she's like, "How can you go down the stairs in the middle of the fucking dark?" It's called having decent dark vision.
Like the fact that Respawn did not expect me to have.
Yeah, it's like, fuck. Time to improvise.
So I feel like it's gonna be a recurrence thing of Allison trying to fight the Shadow Boxer.
Totally just gonna be the soundtrack for that entire thing and turn it into a Rocky ripoff. Bet.
Too nice. Thanks for the follow.
But I can literally do that. Let me. What kind of soundtrack for that? Actually, that'd be funny as fuck. Just play some of that.
Go.
So, Allison, normally when you head out to see Griff, you head through the glass sliding door in the back of the house.
Set it out the back door, leading the others with me.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Start making our way to Grief.
There's a few well-walked trails in the woods because there is not a huge but a pretty active hunting community. Being how far away from the rest of civilization this town is. So there is, in fact, a very bare bones dirt, like trodden grass and moss and ferns, trail that pretty much leads up to Griff. It's a little windy, but I mean, it's up to you how much you want to follow it.
Probably just follow it all the way up to Griff.
All right.
I'm just
You guys would be-
following Allison. Go ahead, Mr. Eastman.
All the person who actually knows the woods.
Yeah. We're just following the person who actually knows these woods.
James is also kind of following along. But as you guys get closer, you would be able to start to see, bits of the Firewatch Tower from the ground through the trees. Especially since it has some lights on inside. Then eventually you'd reach the base of the tower and there's, a ladder, some stairs. You can pick how you want to get up, but it has to have multiple entrances and exits in the event of a fire, surprisingly enough.
Probably just take the stairs up.
Yep.
Griff. You awake?
You hear some very light snoring as you head further up.
I know what to do here.
Kelly follows Allison up the stairs.
Alright, guys and gals.
Just keep walking until we get up to the little main room area.
Yep. At the top of the tower, it's just one room. There's kind of windows all the way around. The door isn't locked because Griff trusts people around here. He's sitting in a standard, four-legged chair. Well, not really sitting, but kind of reclined in it. With his feet up on a table with some maps and graphs on it, and a comic book just kind of draped on his face as he's just taking a nap.
I
The lights
knock
are
on
on,
the
and
door as I start opening it.
man does not budge.
He is a
Walk over and pick the comic off of his face. See what he was reading.
What was I'm gonna say like a Wolverine comic. I think those were around then.
That's fair.
I will say, yeah, Marvel and DC are old as fuck.
Yeah. He had a Wolverine comic just kind of on his face.
Just roll it up and whack him on the head with it.
He kind of starts, and there's
Oh my
that
God.
very, very brief moment of limbo where he is both not falling over backwards, but not settling forwards as he's on the two legs of the chair. And then slowly he moves his arms like forward and manages to change the distribution of weight so he lands the chair back on all 4 feet. He kind of smiles, amused with himself, and looks over at you. He's like, "Oh, hey, Allison. I'm getting better at that, huh?"
I mean, last time you fell on your butt,
Well,
you
it's a
should really
long
stop
road.
sleeping in a chair.
He kind of gestures around to, like, basically the no other place there is to sleep.
Don't you have like some blankets and a pillow you can just lay on?
Those are for emergencies.
Don't you
I'm
have
not
a
that
bed?
negligent of my duties.
You could see if you could get a hammock.
Hmm?
A hammock.
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
I would drop by and say hello, since I haven't talked in a couple days.
Oh, well, it's good to see you. What happened to your nose?
I don't want to talk about it.
See, your dad tried to fix it up.
Yeah.
Mm.
He did a
Probably
good
tried to
job.
turn it into a lesson, too, about wilderness survival, huh?
Yeah.
Kind of reaches out, kind of just grabs your nose between 2 knuckles. Just gives a little quick jerk and a pop. You don't even really feel anything, and your nose feels a lot better.
Thanks, Griff.
You're welcome.
Any no stories to tell?
I saw that one guy.
Which one? There's a lot of guys.
Guys, don't do that.
That, hang on a sec. What was his name? Was it Craig? Yeah. That Craig O'Brien.
Craig O'Brien.
Craig O'Brien, that one. Out here looking for Wendigo and such again.
Shot a shot.
Oh yeah?
Dude's nuts. Always has been. But
Well,
of
what
course,
did you see?
you already knew that, obviously, so that's not news, but he was out here looking for Wendigo again.
Where was he?
He was out a few clicks west this time. Seems like he's slowly making his way further and further up the mountain. I expect he's going to start trying to buy snow gear soon.
Does he have a camp nearby?
Nah, you know him. He just sets up little campfires, spends a little bit of time there, and keeps moving. Makes a hell of a lot of work for me because I got to keep track of each fucking pillar of smoke he leaves behind just in case it becomes something.
Where was the newest one?
He takes out some binoculars, kind of looks out. 3.5 miles west of here. A few yards north. Kind of hands you the binoculars, and if you look at that general bearing, you can see that there is in fact some smoke coming up out there in the woods.
Has there been any very dangerous wildlife around recently?
You know, bears, mountain cats. Haven't had any attacks, but you know they're always around.
Callie's kind of looking out one of the windows and doing her normal just drawing
Yeah.
for fun.
If you look out one of the windows along the southern wall,
Mhm.
you have a very nice view of like the entire town from up here.
Callie proceeds to try drawing it.
There you go.
Is there any paths that lead up towards that fire?
Well, I mean, paths lead all over the place. It also depends on what you consider a path.
Trail, walkway, road, bike trail.
He looks at all the like maps and such on his tail. He's like, I mean, there are ones that lead out there, but the specific spot he's in, probably not. Knowing Craig, he went an extra few yards off of one of the trails to set up his little rest spot.
I want to go
For the
find
night.
Craig.
I don't think you do,
Why?
because he's nuts.
Yeah.
Everyone in town
funny
knows
stories
he's
to
nuts. His stories are not funny. I know you're a kid, so you've never had to listen to his ramblings in the bar, but it's far from amusing.
I'd still like to talk to him. Maybe he needs a friend.
You want, but I'd save it for like around other civilized folk rather than, middle of the night in the woods.
I'll be fine. I have Blockhead over there.
What? Do not go dragging me into stupid shit.
Come on, you might be able to make a song out of it.
Tempting.
What time is it?
That's actually happened.
Hmm?
Oh my god.
Respawn, what time is it? Kelly looks over to the nearest clock.
It is a few hours after sunset, so say it's getting around 10 o'clock or so. 2 hours till midnight.
Kelly kind of notices the time and is like, I think it's probably best for me to get back home.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Because if I don't get back, parents are gonna probably
I don't watch Rick and Morty.
nag on me, especially from today's fun events with
Why
the
don't
Weasel
you
guys.
and James start working back home together then?
Okay.
James nods. Yeah, I should be getting home too. My parents might worry.
Okay.
And there's also church in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Come on, James.
Mm.
Kelly.
Trevor, we're going on an adventure.
Oh god.
Kelly heads
Alright,
down the
here's another
stairs and heads back from the trail that Allison had led us through.
I did.
James will accompany you all the way back.
Okay.
Alright, Trevor, let's get going. Let's go find Craig.
Alright.
Keep music in mind. It'll keep you enthusiastic. If we're not back, if we don't say something by morning, assume we've probably been eaten by a Wendigo. I say to Griff as we start walking away.
Big spot.
Or we got killed, or we got eaten by old Greg. Either way,
You're not helping my case.
make music. Shut up.
Don't want spoilers.
We just get walking at that point and start making our way towards Greg's fire.
All right.
Buddy. Train.
So it would take you guys a good long while. It is again like a few miles out.
Mhm.
Here's to knowing there's not gonna be one. Can I have the shotgun shells for what I want?
I'm gonna say roughly around the halfway point, or to be more exact, what feels like around the halfway point.
Mm-hmm.
Open sesame.
You're gonna start to feel a little on edge, considering it is the middle of night and it's dark out.
Oh, Kelly's already
Okay.
on edge with walking back with James because
I forgot what I heard.
these are not woods that she's normally in.
Yeah.
So
You guys, you two are fine. You
Okay.
two are just, you went back to Allison's house, and you're like, okay, we're gonna go home. And William actually just offered to drive you guys back to your houses, if you
Well-
wanted.
Kelly wanted to walk back, truthfully. She still had time on her hands and didn't have to go back till 12. So she
James,
decided.
James, as mentioned before, did kind of want to get a ride home, but if you're gonna walk, he'd rather make sure that you get home safe, so he'll walk with you.
Okay. Yeah, Kelly's gonna take a little bit more of a longer route. She also mentioned that once we reach her home, I'm sure her dad wouldn't mind driving James up to his house.
Yeah. So you guys are making your way home, and it's all good and such.
Says hi to the shadow boxer on the way home.
It's still just kind of under the one street light, just kind of boxing at nothing. Doesn't really wave, doesn't seem to acknowledge you at all. It's just there.
Okay, so Kelly and James got home pretty safely then.
Yeah, unless you decided to do anything with the shadow boxer, you guys got home fine.
Tempting, but nah.
That's
Don't
fair.
square up against him. He punched me. I'm gonna beat his ass tomorrow night.
Actually, you know what?
Huh?
Go ahead and roll investigate to see if you notice the thing that you missed with the last one. I'll give you that.
Okay.
You know, it's fair. You've been given another look and all that.
I got it too.
Got it too. You would notice. Well, first, I'll start with the most prominent detail you would notice this time around, and then go from there.
Mm-hmm.
You would notice that coming off the back of this shadowy creature's head is a ponytail almost, or something shaped like one, anyways. You might also, from there, begin to notice that it has more of a feminine figure.
Okay.
That is all, though.
Yeah.
So you make it the rest of the way home.
So,
Fine,
hold on.
unless of course this revelation means you're going to stop and look at it more.
I'm going to stop and look at it more.
All
So, you're saying there's red glows, like, is it like at the palms of the hands, red glow wise?
No.
Okay.
Not on the. It's on the hands, but it's not on the palms.
On the back of the hand, I mean.
Yes.
Kelly pulls out the gloves
All right.
and she puts them on.
All right. You are now wearing the gloves.
Kelly takes a look, but from a good distance, so the thing doesn't look at her.
So you've got the gloves on. You're just kind of observing it as it continues to, undisturbed, kind of box at nothing in the light of the street light.
Yeah, but Kelly's keeping a good distance in case it fucking starts booking it at her. Kelly just kind of, just for the fun of it, just see if she can mimic the movements slightly.
Alright. I'm not gonna make you roll for it. You obviously don't have nearly as much training as this thing
If
has.
it dashes towards her, she's running. she's gonna try running.
Roughly how far away from it would you say you are?
She is like across the street from it, in the sense of like she's keeping a good distance. She can see it, but she's keeping a really fucking good distance away from the bloody thing.
That's fair. So, your movements obviously aren't, anywhere really near what it's doing. Like, it is able to throw punches a lot faster and seemingly with a lot more force.
Yeah.
Just from the way, because, you've probably seen people throw punches before, and it's kind of easy to tell when one is particularly powerful.
Yeah. So that's why Kelly's like away from a good distance away from this bloody thing. She knows if she does it near it, it's a trigger sign for it to go after her.
Yeah. So you're across the street from it, and you're doing your best. You're not really keeping up with it, but you're throwing a few punches, kind of dodging around a little bit.
Mhm.
James is kind of just looking back and forth between you and it, just kind of unsure of what to do or what's going on.
I'm just having a little bit of fun.
Right.
The lights on it kind of reminds me of these, in the sense of things. Kelly holds up her gloves, with the red rings on the back.
He looks at the glove and then looks at the thing. He's like, ah, that's solid.
Yeah. It kind of is, so.
Oh,
So I thought maybe
much more sense than what I was
kind of,
trying to do.
I don't know, maybe something wouldn't hit. But I don't know, truthfully. I may, I'm tempted to say I might give handies to Allison tomorrow to see if it does something, but
Do I have to get up there?
these are my only, yes, I could get more gloves at the antique store, but I'm really starting to like these gloves.
Alright,
Yeah, so I'm not too sure yet, but let's head back.
okay. You two walk the rest of the way to the antique store and out-tabbed and immediately forgot people's names. James Hall, Kelly's dad,
Yep.
would be more than happy to drive your friend back, your friend
Okay.
back to his home, and he does so. We'll go ahead and cut back to Allison and Trevor deep in the wood. I also have a question real quick. The Roll20 jukebox thing. Is there any way I can control what everyone's volume for it is?
Not
Yes, next to any song that you upload, there's a volume button. You just gotta move it up and down.
Oh.
But it is on everybody else's side of it will also be based on their volume. You can turn it down low so it comes out at a decent volume for everybody.
All right. Do I have to have it start playing first then?
Nope.
Well, let's give it a
I should have
shot.
gone with the guys as Kelly.
What the fuck am I supposed to do about this?
This is fine.
It's not gonna be fine, because I feel like I know what Respawn is gonna be up to.
Maybe. All right. So can you guys hear that?
Yes.
I'm trying to make it real quiet.
It's super quiet now.
Okay. Good.
You want to go about like half an inch to a little bit more than half, like 3/4 of an inch. There you go.
But Allison and Trevor, as mentioned, you guys were started to feel just a bit concerned. Ugh. And it almost feels like there's something. Well, okay. Give me some like comprehend and or investigate rolls.
Now I can't really hear the music at the moment. I'm guessing you're gonna be raising it a little bit.
Oh, wait, was
No,
I supposed to untick the injured?
Yes,
Oh, okay, my bad.
because that does give you a -1 to rolls.
I still can't hear it too well.
If you go to the cogwheel, you can change your master music volume level.
Oh.
So that's your personal volume for it. I have mine maxed.
Same.
Here, actually, I'm gonna go ahead and restart this song real quick. So Trevor, you figure out why you're feeling like something is wrong, why something is off, and it's because you can hear something under the ground in the mountain. sounds almost like live wires, electricity.
Like electrical hum type of thing.
Yeah, but it's almost rhythmical. Like there's intent and purpose behind it, trying to make a sound.
I'm actually gonna grab Allison real quick and be like, shh. Don't tell me you don't hear that.
Hear what?
Doubt I'm fucking crazy. He's actually gonna like crouch down a bit to see if he can like get a better listen.
You can hear the machines, the electricity below, continuing to build. You almost feel a sort of static building along the side of your head close to the ground.
I'm gonna stand up and be like, this is not okay right now.
Your hair looked kind of frizzy.
It would.
Well, yeah, cause there's something in the ground and I don't trust this. I'm like half expecting something to jump out at us. I feel like we should head back.
We'll be fine. Most out here is just animals.
Fine. Rather just stick with you on your crazy shit instead of try and make my way back home by himself.
I need some more investigate rolls real quick. You notice as some small rocks are levitating a few inches off the ground around you.
What the?
The
Small rocks,
timing!
just a few.
Trevor? You seeing this?
Yes! You still want to keep going?
Kinda.
God fucking.
Just gonna keep walking.
It feels like it's building up to the crescendo. The apex. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen soon.
And this is where something freaking jumps us.
Hmm.
I regret coming with you right now.
You'll be fine.
There's suddenly a shock. As you guys haven't moved this entire time.
I said we were walking.
Did you? Oh.
Yeah. I said we keep walking.
Alright. Give me a move roll. I'll make it an easy difficulty.
Uh-oh.
Fuck.
As you're trying to go back, you did not get out of range fast enough because of your hesitance. And you feel this incredible just shock travel through the ground. You know, the hairs on your legs almost standing on edge just to warn you of it right before it hits. And then the muscles in your lower legs just kind of seizing up from the electrical impulse. And you
Off my ass. I can already tell.
and give me another move roll real quick. With the way your legs are seizing up, you end up losing your balance because you had also kind of been in motion at the time.
Yeah.
And fall over. Your legs are a little bit sore, but not enough that I'd consider it. I'd consider giving you the injured condition.
Okay.
But if you trip on anything else at this point, maybe.
I'd go try and get him up. Okay,
Try
Trevor?
getting up with her. Lightning through my legs is an amazing feeling, and busting my ass is an amazing feeling. I regret all of this.
I'm coming wait for a good story.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Let's just keep going.
Okay. Guess I'm tagging along this time. Got nothing better to fucking do.
So we keep going to find old Greg.
Sure. You'd eventually make it without any other incident. You'd find a pretty small fire, mostly being fueled with garbage, like burger wrappers.
Sure, that smells lovely.
You see a kind of old, little bit wrinkly dude who seems mostly hairless, with like a hunting cap and vest, and not much else in the way of descriptive clothing. He just kind of hauled around it, eating something out of a can, and just kind of paranoid, looking around himself, just like head side side, looking behind him, just eating and sitting by this little campfire. He's got like a little backpack next to him, which seems full of stuff.
Greg?
Roll move.
Oh, he's gonna toss something at you guys.
Oh, I get hit with something.
You get beamed in the head with a half-eaten can of beans.
Ow. That was not nice.
I'm gonna do a roll real quick to see where you got hit.
They said
You
I got
thankfully did
beamed.
not. You thankfully did not. I said you got beamed with a half-eaten can of beans. I didn't say where you got beamed. If it was your nose, I'd give you the injured condition again, but it wasn't. But your shirt now has bean stains on it, and will need to be washed.
It's just a hoodie. I still have my shirt underneath.
All right. You will probably want to wash that at some point because beans start to smell really bad after a while.
Oh yeah.
Greg?
Don't come any closer. I know what you are. And he starts
No.
going for his backpack.
No. Greg. It's Allison Deneath. I live at the hunting.
You can't trick me, Wendigos.
We're not Wendigo.
He starts yanking something out of his backpack very fervently.
If we were Wendigo,
Take it over,
we'd
kid.
be talking.
Tricksters.
We would have.
Cannibal spirits posing as people.
We could have easily just snuck up behind you, Greg.
No, you wouldn't. I got eyes like a hawk and ears like a rabbit, and I'm ferocious like a bear.
Before we got this close.
He's still struggling to pull whatever it is he's trying to get out of his
You
backpack.
know my mother at the bar. Or aunt.
I know, and it'll be sorry to tell her that a Wendigo got her kid.
Greg, we came just to talk because you know something about some of the people that have gone missing, perhaps. We want to try and find them and help.
Kind of slows down. Yeah, I suppose Wendigo wouldn't want to know about the details of their own victims.
We're looking to figure out what happened to... What was Ted's last name?
Did we ever find that out?
I don't know if you did.
I don't think we did.
You guys kind of did from the Weasel guys.
Yeah, they would have mentioned the last name, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
probably
I-
would have called. I'm pretty sure they called him by full name.
Yeah, they did.
Well, I'm actually spacing on it, so.
I have the recordings, and I was going through them today.
Theodore Logan.
Yep.
What?
No. Yeah.
It's summon.
I'm glad you're paying attention, but I was not calling for you.
Alright.
Your name is
But-
being brought up in conversation.
Looking for Mr. Theodore? Or
What, the
Theodore
kid?
Logan?
Theodore's my middle name. Logan's my last name.
I've mixed up names. I mean, we're looking for Mr. Logan.
What, that old quack scientist?
Yeah, and Mr. Ryder, I think.
You mean his assistant?
Yeah.
They're both
trying-
gone.
What happened to them?
Well, he kind of looks around in case there's, government drones listening to him. He kind of looks around and then he crouches down by the fire. It's like, what people tell you.
They just
People
don't
tell
say
ya.
what missed
What
them.
people tell you is the scientist just kind of up and left one day. Just middle of a storm, packed his stuff and left while no one would dare go outside looking for him. Because he was, he was crazy. Sort of things that man came up with. Had to be. Not to mention those men in suits always coming to bother him. Couldn't say if he was making deals with the government or what was going on. But the man wasn't to be trusted. No one, only a few people in town ever cared about him. Everyone else, like me, those are the good days when people actually believed me when I tried to tell them that someone wasn't to be trusted. You ever hear any of those old rumors about what ungodly acts that scientist might have been up to in that lab of his, wherever it was hidden? Because we'd know. We know it ain't in his house. Managed to get into his town hall. Snuck in. Checked the blueprints. There ain't no basement to that house. And there was no construction. So the lab's not there. But we know he has one. People used to listen to me. They believed me. Man only had a few friends. That assistant of his and one of the church girls. One of the nuns. A few others maybe, but there's only two that were common knowledge. No one else trusted him. That's all thanks to me. You can thank me for it too if you want.
Where'd they go? Do you know?
Well, you see, I don't think, I'll agree with most of the folk in saying that he tried to move out of town in the middle of the storm so we wouldn't know he was gone. To make sure that he was safe from us on his way out, so he wouldn't have to worry about us glaring at him, throwing tomatoes and such at his car as it passed. But I think that storm was stronger than he reckoned. I could swear I saw that man get scooped up, flown off into the sky. No car, nothing. The winds were just so violent, they just scooped the man up, carried him off. If he's still alive, well, can't say for certain if it would be a miracle. Don't know if the world needs more folk like him.
What about Mr. Ryder?
Well, he stayed around a bit longer. Tried to pick up the pieces of that scientist's business. Could never understand why, but it was lucrative. He made crazy things, but they sold well. And with the scientist gone, the assistant tried to fill in. Didn't work so good for him, though. Heck, he almost became... Heck, he's pretty much where I am now back then. Kind of just staying at the edges of things. Kind of just trying to figure things out that probably don't need figuring out. Because we already know that none of it had any merit. And then one day, he headed up here to the mountains. I assumed still trying to find that scientist. Whatever was left of him after that storm. Maybe figured that since he checked everywhere else, somehow the storm blew him up the mountain. And he didn't come back down.
So why are you up here in the mountains?
Looking for Wendigo. Because I don't think he really died. I don't think some wild animal got him. I think the cold got him, but not entirely.
You think
I
he
think the
turned
cold...
into a Wendigo?
Yeah. I think he did find the scientist up here in the frozen reaches of the mountain. And I think when he did find him, he was so cold and hungry he ate the poor bastard, or what was left of him. got taken over by the spirit of the Wendigo. And that's where all the disappearances are from.
How
He's
many
eaten them.
others have disappeared?
There's been a few over the years. People try to tell me that it's just, the mountain lions or the bears feasting on unsuspecting tourists. But I know those bite marks. It's got to be Wendigo.
Have you seen a Wendigo?
No. But I know there's one out here. Gotta be.
Have you seen anything strange out here on the mountain so far?
Well, there's this one time I saw that Sam Squatch.
Sasquatch?
Sam Squatch.
Sam Squatch.
Sam Squatch.
Sam Squatch.
Sam
Someone
Squatch.
say sandwich?
Sam Squatch.
That just fucking went through my head.
Did you notice anything weird when you came up the mountain? Aside from Sam Squatch.
That depends. I feel like maybe there's something you were expecting me to have noticed. I've shared a lot. Maybe it's your turn.
I mean, me and Trevor passed by some weird rocks that started floating, and they apparently shocked Trevor's legs.
Yup. I'm still trying to figure that one out myself. Thinking of calling it the Mountain Song. 'Cause whatever it is, there's more of it the higher up you go.
Could there
Do you
be
wanna
something
know?
towards the top of the mountain?
Oh, that's the thing. I don't think it's at the top. I think it's inside the mountain. And I tell you what, I got a theory. I've been placing little sticks and marks and rocks around to try and keep track of where the edge of it is. And I think it's getting bigger. I think whatever it is in the heart of the mountain, and its reach is growing.
Do you want to get inside the mountain?
No, sir. Whatever it is, it hurts like hell this far out. I can't begin to consider what it would be like getting that close. Nah, I'm just gonna keep track of it. And when it starts getting too close to the town, I'm probably gonna pick up and leave. Eventually, military will notice, and they'll take care of it. Only reason I haven't told them myself is, hey, who really believes me about anything?
I mean, I believe you so far.
Who's gonna believe you, you kid?
No one.
Exactly.
But at least you know some people are listening.
Mostly just to laugh at me. No one listens because they believe. They're all just listening because they think it's funny. Because they don't think they're actually in danger. They are, and if they don't want to listen, fine. I'll be prepared for what's to come, and they can suffer all they like.
Oh, we're not really laughing. We're concerned for the town.
Congratulations. Maybe you can do something about it then. But I am keeping my nose out of it. I'm keeping my eyes open and my ears to the ground. My hands, those I'm keeping to myself so I don't lose them.
Do you know anything else weird that's happened in the town?
It was this fog rolled in a month ago or so. Had people seeing things.
The wind buffalo.
Oh, those were fun.
So you know about them.
Yeah, we kind of experienced them.
Fun time.
I don't like to think about that night. Besides, do you know anything about a shadow boxer?
That thing down on Main Street.
Yeah, it's like a boxer. I tried fighting it. It didn't go
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, I know. I know pretty damn well what the problem is with that one.
What is it?
I think you can figure it. I think I've given you enough pieces as is. I can't put the puzzle together for you. You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
So much.
Is it looking for someone to beat it?
Nah. Quite the opposite, in fact, you might say. It ain't looking to be defeated, and it ain't after people.
Hmm.
But maybe I've said too much.
Anyway, I apologize for scaring you and taking up your night.
Just don't get yourself taken over by no Wendigo, and we won't have no problems.
What were you trying to get from your bag, by the way?
He kind of gives a swift yoink, and you see the butt end of a shotgun sticking out.
Oh,
Well, good thing you were able to talk him down, because I'd rather not witness that.
I'd rather not feel that myself. But
Shouldn't be creeping around middle of the night.
well,
Scares folks.
we're not really creeping. We're kind of just walking.
In the woods, with your tiny little kid feet not making much noise.
Mhm. Well, we know you. I'm Allison, and this is Trevor.
Hello.
Yeah.
And thank you for your stories and your information.
A lot of good they'll do you, but good luck all the same.
If it means anything, I don't think you're that crazy. Maybe a bit over enthusiastic about certain subjects, but not crazy.
Mm.
But we'll leave you be. Sorry for disturbing.
I'll leave you one last bit of advice. Probably gonna want to go to the church, but I wouldn't recommend it.
Want to go to the church?
Seems like you two's got an interest in the sort of things that are happening around here. Things people are ignoring or maybe just ain't noticing. If you want to keep going, if you want to look a little deeper, you're either going to have to head to the heart of the mountain or the church, and I wouldn't recommend either course of action. There's danger in those waters, but it might also be the fastest track to getting you the answers you're looking for if you live.
Alright.
Oh, great. A reason to actually go to church for once.
You don't have to. I probably will.
Eh.
Anyway, thank you, Greg. You're very smart for what people say about you.
Yeah, I know. If anything, dumbest thing I've ever done is try to warn people about what I knew was coming.
What do you know about monsters that come here?
He just gives a very slow, almost evil grin. Monsters? Well, I'll say this much. We're the ones trespassing on their land.
Oh,
Great. Let's go on.
yeah, let's go. Start walking away. Bye, Craig.
Also, the second Greg started talking to Wendigos, that motherfucker from Until Dawn just popped into my head. I was like, he is now that guy in my head. You cannot change it.
Yeah, I kind of felt that too.
Make him a bit wrinklier, and that is basically what I had in mind.
Until Dawn is
A bit
good game.
older.
Anyway, so we're gonna start making our way home.
We're gonna go the fuck home.
You're gonna take the same route?
Yeah, we'll kind of walk around the electricity spot.
I'm saying Trevor is taking a wide breath around that area of the path where he got shocked.
Alright. So yeah, you guys will get back to Allison's house without any anything happening. It is now very late. It's like, 11:45-ish, nearly midnight.
He would probably stop by and told Griff we're fine, but as well,
All right.
just so he knew we came back.
He appreciates it.
Probably be easier to just call my parents and say that I'm gonna spend the night with you if you don't mind.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'll do that when we get back. My dad will probably just be getting home by now, so he's still gonna be up.
All right. I'm gonna make our way into the house and just see if William or Sarah is here, or awake for that matter.
Sarah's awake and she's kind of just getting ready for bed. Like she has a glass of water and she's going around turning the lights off. She's like, "Oh, you're back."
Yeah. I went and talked to Greg.
Hmm.
He's out in Wendigo in the mountains.
Ah, damn it! Don't listen to Craig.
We know. So it's alright if Trevor stays over the night. It's really late. Then it's like he's in town.
Make sure to call his parents and let them know. But otherwise, I don't see any problem with it.
Alright,
Phone's over there, Trevor.
thanks. Just calls over to his house then.
You get the okay. They would have preferred that you called, earlier, so they knew where the heck you were all night. But
Sorry about that. Got sidetracked with things.
You're a taser face now.
Stop.
Right, yeah, you have been given permission to spend the night.
Awesome.
Yeah, you can either probably just sleep on the couch or sleep in my room. Doesn't really matter. I'm gonna go pass out now and probably throw the jacket in the washer or somewhere it could be cleaned.
Takes the couch.
Wait a minute, Sky.
All right, so everyone sleeps.
Mhm.
We've been going for about 2 hours. We can call it here. We can go right on into Sunday.
We can go in quite in on Sunday. I don't mind.
I'll go for a bit longer.
Let's go.
Eh,
Calcifer?
I don't care.
All right then. It is Sunday morning.
Not like Ted's gonna be doing much right now, anyways.
I know what we should do. We should go talk to Ted.
Have fun solo missioning that one. I'm gonna deal with that.
I mean that as a joke because I know he's probably not going to pay attention nor care what we have to say.
Ed, what you
You
dream
guys
about?
done fucked up. What I dream about? I don't know.
What'd you dream about?
Ted doesn't usually remember his dreams.
All right, fair enough. Kelly, what you dream about?
Not too sure actually. It kind of probably won't. It's just random. Again, kind of up in the air type of moments. Kelly doesn't. Kelly already has crazy dreams as it is, so.
All right. Well then. Allison or Trevor, which one of you wants to go first?
Oh no!
Fuck it. Hit me with it.
Trevor, your dream is pretty much you being back in that spot. With your legs frozen and locked from the electricity traveling through them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's reasonable. You're afraid. Because you can't move. You're in the forest and it's dark. And you can still hear that electrical tune traveling through the ground. And as you watch, the slope of the hillside, the mountainside in front of you, starts to kind of bend and twist. The trees almost seeming to fall over as the ground under them pitches until there's just a hole in the side of the mountain. Just this black abyssal hole going far deeper than you could possibly imagine. You can't see that that is the case, but you know it in the pit of your stomach. You know that there is no end to that darkness. And you see a pair of yellow eyes, forward facing like a predator, staring back at you from deep in the depths.
Oh,
Feel like you are being hunted, like it is looking for you. And it feels like you remain stationary, you're still frozen, but it feels like the entire mountain moves towards you as suddenly the hole is around you and you're just traveling further and further deep into it until just darkness and the dream ends and you wake up.
I must say he wound up on the floor because of that, because he took the couch.
Yeah. Allison,
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
your dream starts reaching the edge of Craig's camp. Trevor is not with you. You don't look back to see him, but you know he's not there. And as you get closer and closer, you just feel more and more like, despite the fact that you lived this scene and it felt off when it was happening, it's even more off now than it was. It almost feels like the edges of your vision are like glitching and tearing and just shifting out of what they should be. And as Craig turns his head to look at you, instead of the sort of dull blue eyes of a man who's seen way too much and never gotten anything in return, are a pair of sharp yellow ones, focused intently upon you.
These remind me of the ones from the first stream I had.
They do. They feel like the exact same ones. And it feels like, despite the fact that he turned his head to look at you, his eyes were always focused on you. Like they have been ever since that first stream. And like even if you somehow were able to change the camera angle, his eyes would have been backwards in their sockets, still staring at you until he turned his head.
Greg?
Yellow-toothed smile slowly spreads across Craig's face. And a raspy, almost mummy-like voice hisses from his throat. No. And you're awake.
Jolts up immediately. Wide-eyed. Ah, stop it.
Welcome to morning. It's Sunday. Most of you have a breakfast made for you because it is Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And those of you with religious parents will be asked if you would like to go to church, because none of your parents are.
Church bad.
Yes.
I feel like Kelly's
Man in
parents
Sky
would
Bad.
not go to church because of how weird their shop is.
Yeah. None of you ended up with parents that were, at all like strictly religious, so that's why you're all being asked rather than forced. And the main reason each of your parents go is mostly for the community aspect of it.
My mom's sleeping. She ain't got no time for church.
There is also that.
So I'm being asked as well then? Actually, I'd probably go look for Sarah or William. See where I can find them.
Sarah's asleep because she worked late last night. William is awake.
Did he make BLTs again?
Clearly, you weren't paying attention. He uses the waffle maker if it's breakfast.
Yeah, no, thought I'd ask.
I'm gonna be
Probably.
There is
quickly
still
right
bacon.
back in because Respawn, your voice seems to be going static every so often. So give me a sec. For me. Okay. It's still being weird. That is really odd for me.
Oh well, it should be fine. If nothing else, it adds a fun effect to all this.
Yeah. Alright, so probably go check with Trevor and see. You awake, Trevor?
Yeah.
You good?
Trevor's on the floor.
Don't worry about it.
Why are you on the floor?
I toss and turn in my sleep.
Tossing and turning doesn't equal on floor.
It is
That's
when you're on
more
a
of
couch.
a toss and roll.
I did a lot more tossing than turning, we'll say.
I can tell that considering the blanket's halfway across the room.
Oh, didn't even notice that.
Yeah, anyway. Waffles are for breakfast.
Alright, sounds good.
Waffles and bacon.
Of course there's bacon.
Oh, your dad loves bacon. Your uncle loves bacon.
Are we still going to church today, William?
It's like, well, I mean, I ain't much for it myself, but you know, it's a good way to spend some time around other folk once in a while.
Don't mind that.
I think we should go with
Which is to
Sarah.
say, I'm not going, but your aunt wants me to wake her up so she can go.
You're coming too.
Not if I can help it.
Come on, spend time with us.
I have a hard bargain, kid.
Yeah?
All right.
Yay. Go to eat breakfast now.
All right. I sit
I
down
want
and
to
have some
spend
waffles.
this Sunday morning making better traps in the backyard.
All right. What you got in mind?
I want to line the fence and the window ledges with a wire that shocks people when they touch.
All right. Give me a tinker roll.
Oh no!
Don't come to my house.
So he manages to set up this wire.
Yeah,
So,
it's
it is
on-
going to
works on
be-
2 levels. For the weasels and the badgers, and for you fuckers coming to my house.
Motherfucker, you keep avoiding us!
I don't keep avoiding you. That's
You kind of do.
he's literally just going about his normal day.
It's avoiding everyone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Did you miss the part where the kid is hounded day and night by dudes in suits?
Exactly. He's not a people person.
He was raised by an antisocial scientist and has spent most of his youthful life being harassed by men in suits. Surprisingly, he doesn't like people much.
But yes, what this will do is if you touch the top of the fence and like the fence like handle, as well as all the windows in the backyard, are all lined with like a thin, almost like a soldering wire. And if you grab the windowsill or try and open the window, you get a fucking you get a pretty decent shot. It's not gonna kill you, but it's like a cattle fence almost.
It's a cattle fence, basically. That's what you made.
Ain't nobody coming to my house.
Alright.
Kelly, she's looks around. Where are her parents currently?
James is getting on his Sunday best because, someone should probably go by the church, and he doesn't have anything else to do on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Whereas your mother is already prepping the antique store downstairs. She's not expecting a whole lot of business until after church lets out, but, it just gives her extra time to set up.
Yeah. Um. Kelly goes up to her dad. You think you got hand turns to church?
I might as well.
Hmm.
Nice to meet people.
That's
Sit around,
true.
enjoy the company of the town.
I mean, I don't mind coming with, though I'm not really down for going in there, 'cause
Use this.
you know how they feel about me slightly, especially with my drawing episodes in the past. That was fun.
Well, I mean, it's up to you. If you want to come with to church, you can come with. If you want to just get a ride out to that part of town so you can wander around, that's good too.
Mm, I'll, I'll come along, see what the situation is. If I go in, I'll go in. If not, I'll just wander around town and see what's up.
Alright then.
Callie gets kind of a more shorter sweater on, a nice looking one, in an attempt to, if she goes in, doesn't full on seem that rude. But she really doesn't think she'll probably go in. But she'll go with her dad.
So each of the families that are going to church get loaded into into their parents' cars and such, and driven on to the church along the northern edge of town.
Probably ask Trevor if he wants to come with.
Trevor?
Sorry, I have food.
God damn it, Trevor.
Don't worry about it.
Your response?
But nah, probably just gonna head home.
Probably drop you off on the way if you want to ride.
Thanks.
So we just get going and we drop Trevor off and buy the record store on the way then, I guess.
Yep. Trevor gets dropped off at home. So Ted is staying home, Trevor is staying home, James, Kelly, and Allison are all going to church.
It hasn't been fully decided for Kelly. She'll either go inside the building or kind of hang around.
She's being taken to that end of town anyways.
Yeah.
That's the general area she'll be in.
Yep.
Ted has already decided what he's doing with his day, which is making some very effective traps. Trevor, you have been dropped off at home. What are you going to do?
He's gonna run inside, change and get washed up and stuff, because, woods. He's gonna grab his bag full of music, and just kind of wander around town till church lets out.
You want to keep going?
Alright.
Really want to keep going? Beer here. Gotcha.
So we'll go ahead and go to the church scene then. Allison, I'll say that you show up first. So your family got a good early start.
Alright. Probably just follow them then.
Yeah, you get into the little parking area. Get out of the car, walk over to the church. The doors are already open and people are milling about and going inside and getting seated at pews and all that fun stuff.
Guessing this is about time where
Yeah, you can
Kel-
show up if you want.
Kelly arrives shortly. She steps out. Kind of has this hesitant look to her face, looking at the building, seeing if she can recognize any of her friends, at least.
You see a few of the kids from school with their parents, obviously. You see James and his mother and his little sister.
Okay. Do I know it's Allison?
Yep, right as she's getting out of the car.
Kelly just kind of like gives a good sigh before running up to Allison. Allison!
Hello.
Hey! How was last night?
Yeah. Last night was something.
Also,
I'm going back for the shadow. I'm gonna fight him.
oh, they may not be a he, but a she.
I'm gonna fight him.
Also,
Either way, probably
I-
shouldn't talk about this at church.
oh, yeah. Kelly looks at the church kind of with a
Come on, you can sit with me and my family.
okay.
Unless you have your father or mother with you.
Dad's here, but I don't think he minds me sitting
That's
with a
fine.
friend. I just not too comfortable with
Convince
this place now and again.
Woodland William to come with us for once.
Huh? Repeat that?
I convinced Woodland William to come with us for once.
Ah, yes, they have a
The uncle.
Come on, let's go get some seats.
Okay.
I think I just door.
Um,
You guys head on in. I suppose. Well, Allison heads on in, I suppose. Kelly follows most of the way and then stops at the door.
yeah, kind of hesitant in a sense of things. She looks in to see if there's any of the main churchgoers looking at her or something. If not, she'll try sneaking in. In a sense of
No one
things.
really seems to be paying you much mind. I'll just kind of.
Kelly gives a quite calm another sigh, and she proceeds to follow Allison.
I take a seat and just kind of look around for anything out of the ordinary that anyone seems to be ignoring or not paying attention to.
Allison, how often do you come to church?
Probably every time, to be honest, unless something comes up that's more important, which,
Alright.
with school having started, probably not often.
Alright, so you would know a few things of interest. You would know that the church used to have both a both a priest and a nun who kind of ran things, but it's just the priests these days.
Do we have any idea what happened to the nun?
Rumor has it, she kind of just like.
7. Already 7.
Rumor has it that one night, the scientist, Mr. Logan,
Bye.
showed up to the church in the middle of the night, chatted with her about something, and the two of them ran off, and he came back, but she didn't. And she was never seen since, which is part of the reason why a lot of people didn't like him.
Kelly
Do we know
will.
the nun's name?
No, I wouldn't say you'd know the nun's name, because that sort of stuff would have happened either when you were very small or before you were born.
Kelly sits next to Allison, kind of fidgeting her hands a little bit.
You nervous?
Kind of. Some stuff happened, and just say they don't really like me too much. I'm just hoping they don't notice me.
They shouldn't. They should welcome anyone to church.
Eh,
And if they do, worst they can do is tell you to get out.
okay.
Is there anything else out of the ordinary I know about the church?
You know pretty much everyone who goes to the church because you've been. You know all the various families and their kids and all that. You might not know them, but you could recognize them outside of church as well. There is one odd member of the congregation though that has been going there as long as you remember, but know basically nothing about.
Not even a name?
Not a name. You barely even know their face.
Or are they here today?
They're here well, I was about to say every day, but no, they're here every Sunday for church.
What did they
It is
do?
this somewhat old-looking lady who seems to have not really a Victorian style, but maybe a few hints of a Victorian style. But just this kind of oldish lady, as far as you can tell, who always sits in the front row and always seems just laser focused on the priest at all times. And the reason you don't even really know her face is because you normally don't sit in the front row. And she never turns around. And she's always there before anyone else, and she always leaves after everyone else.
Interesting. Okay. Keeping that in mind, probably just kind of be quiet and observe and do as usually done in church.
After a few more moments of people milling about and eventually finding their seats at the pews, the priest will come out on stage up at the front, and he'll start to give his sermon for the day. God is great, be kind to thy neighbors. Daily bread and all that fun stuff.
I'm not a religious person, nor is my family, so I don't really know what to do in church.
Same here.
You mostly just sit there quietly. I've been to one thing of church, and it's mostly just sitting there quietly while they talk.
Okay.
If they call for an amen, you say amen, and yeah.
Okay.
It's mostly just you guys sitting there and listening to the man's sermon.
Just kind of keep an eye towards anything that could be odd or unordinary. Kind of look over in the general direction of the priest most of the time to see if anything odd occurs or can be seen.
No, he just kind of gives his speech, but
But what?
how about this? So you can either roll investigate, and I will mention one thing that you might notice, or we can roll comprehend, and we'll do the questions how it's supposed to be done. You can either roll comprehend and maybe ask a few questions, or we can roll investigate, and I will point out one particular thing that you might notice.
We'll go with comprehend.
All right. Wait, I think I got them backwards. Sorry.
Fick.
Comprehend is the one where it would be. Just do the other one. Sorry. I opened the book right to the page right as you roll. Ah, fuck it. I'll let you have the one success. It's fine. That was.
A goof up.
There's goof up on the GM's part, so.
Yep.
I'll give it a pass. You get the one success. Kelly, since you're there, you can also choose investigate or comprehend. Comprehend being you notice the one thing, investigate being okay. So, Allison, you get to ask 2 questions, and Kelly, you get to ask 3 questions.
Okay.
Whenever either of you would like.
Is there anything odd movement-wise? Clearly he is just casually talking and such, so.
The only odd movement you might notice is that the priest's eyes do have a tendency to like flick over to that one lady in the front row now and again. Like even he is a little like even he's not sure of her.
How's the lady Innie doing? Anything on with her?
The odd lady in the first row?
Mm-hmm.
If anything, the only thing that might seem a bit odd about her is just how still she is. Like, most people are like, shifting in their seats a little, maybe discreetly scratching at something, or,
But her.
But she's, like, you're not even entirely sure if she's breathing. She's just kind of sitting there.
Okay. I don't know what to ask for my third question.
Well, Allison can ask her 2 questions and we can get back to you. Give you a little
Okay.
bit of time to think.
Is there any inconsistencies in terms of what the priest could be saying or doing right now?
No, it seems like a pretty standard sermon. Nothing really odd about it. Nothing out of the ordinary from the usual ones. I mean, it's a different sermon each time. He doesn't reuse the same material, but it's usually about the exact same things.
The girl, the strange lady, is there any inconsistencies with how she ever acts, or is it the exact same every time?
She's been the exact same every single time. The exact same outfit, hair the exact same way, exact same stillness, exact same everything. Always there before church, before anyone else, always the last one to leave. Never seen even entering or exiting the building, because assumedly she just kind of waits until no one's around. She's just always there, and you've pretty much never seen her anywhere else in town.
Only here.
That's both of Allison's questions.
I don't know what to ask for the third question. Really.
If you want, you could try passing it on to Allison, if Allison has any remaining questions.
Go ahead. I can pass it.
Has
You have any
anyone
ideas?
ever brought up the strange lady at any point in church?
There's very minor amounts of like gossip and rumor and whispers, but no one really knows anything about her. Like she's clearly, a devout Christian because she's here every single day and is always super focused on whatever the priest is talking about, even on the more boring days where he doesn't have much to talk about or, is off his game. But
No one
beyond
really
that,
brings them up specifically.
Yeah, and usually any thought of her just kind of, gets pushed aside for other more interesting things as soon as church is over.
Okay. Well, that's all the questions then.
The sermon continues for, an hour, 2 hours, and eventually comes to a close. Everyone starts getting up to leave and either go home or, take their family out somewhere to eat or whatever. Maybe go down the various stores on Main Street to make use of weekend sales on things they want.
Kelly looks at Allison and then at the probably still lady.
She's
You can
she's
stay
still
here a
completely
bit
still, and
longer.
she's still like laser focused on the priest, and you two can actually watch as her head slowly turns to follow to track the priest as he walks off stage into the back.
How old does the lady look? Do we know?
She's got small amounts of gray in her hair, but okay. All of her hair is at least a little bit gray, but there are a few like kind of whiter streaks in it. So
So,
you'd assume that she's of a decently old age.
okay.
The priest was kind of eyeing her every so often.
Where did the priest go?
There was a door like off to the side of the stage that kind of leads back to I don't know what the term for it is, but just like,
A little
you know,
office?
essentially a staff area for priests in the back of the church.
Got it. To approach and talk to lady or go find priest and ask them questions.
Come on, fucker.
Mm.
Probably look to Kelly and say, so, I have a story to tell when we get out of here. It involves Mr. Gregg.
Okay.
But first, I want to talk to her.
But okay.
Probably get up from my seat and walk over to the lady.
She's still sitting perfectly still.
Kelly
Her eyes still fixated on the door the priest walked through.
Kelly follows.
Ma'am? Are you okay, ma'am?
What was that?
I said, are you okay, ma'am?
Her head slowly starts to turn. Her eyes don't even move at all. Her head just turns to the point that, directly facing you. And then her gaze just drops from where it had been down to you. There was no side to side movement of her eyes. It was entirely neck rotation and then down.
Kelly just gives up. It's just not really okay by this sight.
Question, would I know when this lady started appearing first? Or has she been here since all I've known?
She's been here as long as you've known, as far back as your memory goes about all this.
Okay. I'd again ask her, are you okay, ma'am?
Sorry, everything's just like a little quiet. I'm turning up.
I said, are you okay, ma'am?
She's still just kind of staring at you, and then you hear her say, "I'm fine," but I can, roll me fucking comprehend real quick. I want to see if you pick. I'm gonna make it a roll to see if you pick up on the thing. Kelly notices. Honestly, Allison wouldn't notice as much, but Kelly most certainly notices that the way her lips move are not really accurate to what she's saying. Like, you clearly heard the words like "I'm fine," but her lips kind of just moved in almost seemingly random fashion. That was not the way that lips should move when making those sounds.
Kelly just kind of grabs Allison's sleeve in a response to this.
What's your name, ma'am?
Kelly would notice it again because you already succeeded the roll, obviously.
Mhm.
But you hear her say, "Eleanor."
What was the name of the old nun?
Are you asking her, or
I'm asking out of character if I would know.
you wouldn't have known?
Okay. I'd ask. You seem to be here before everyone else. How do you get here?
I walk.
Where do you live? I've never seen you in town before.
2 doors down.
2 doors down?
No, I had it. I know I had it.
Do you have family?
No.
Oh,
Do you know about the priest that runs this place?
Yes.
okay. I really don't.
Do you know about the nun that used to work here?
Somehow, despite her stillness, it almost seems like she stiffens up a little.
Are you okay, ma'am? Miss Eleanor?
Yes.
Do you know that name or the name of that nun? She went missing some time ago.
Rosie O'Malley.
Rosie O'Malley?
Yes.
He's
Oh,
Do you know where she went?
No.
What's your last name,
okay.
ma'am?
that hurt. Oh,
Rigby.
Rigby. I'm trying to remember, do we know anyone else with that last name?
Well, yeah, out of character. No. You've never met anyone with that name.
Okay. Eleanor.
but we have met the O'Malley twins.
Yeah, you guys have met the O'Malley brothers, and their dad as well, down at the bar, the chef, I believe.
Mhm.
I'll double check it real quick, but I'm pretty sure that is correct.
Yeah, it is the
Yeah,
chef one.
that's it.
Yeah, the cook at the bar, Richard O'Malley, and his
So-
kids, Ricky and Reggie.
Mhm.
But do you want some assistance getting home?
No.
You seem rather. Well, you seem like something could be bothering you.
No.
Is she pale, wrinkly? Is there anything like stands out about her that could show something off about her?
Other than the words don't match her fucking lip sync.
Yeah. Trying to get a picture in my head so I can like actually ask questions involving her, but it's difficult right now.
Well, there's honestly not much distinct about her. Like, even despite her age, her face is surprisingly average and unmarred by time.
What about her eye color?
Yes, green, but it seems a bit bluish as well. And at times, when there's a little bit less light, almost a brown.
You live two doors down, you say?
2 doors down.
Down the church?
Down from the church.
In which direction?
Her head slowly turns a little bit more, but this time her eyes don't turn with her head. This is the closest to side eye movement she has displayed so far, where her eyes just remained focused on you when her head turned on its own.
Kelly
And she's now looking.
is not comfortable with this.
She's now facing, or her head is facing, out one of the eastern windows. And she just responds with, "That way."
Would you be okay if we came to visit you?
No.
Is there any reason why?
She remains silent.
Mm.
Well, what do you know about the priests here?
Mr. Mackenzie.
Yeah, Mr. Mackenzie.
He's the priest.
How well do you know him?
We go back.
Are you two friends?
No.
Do you hate each other?
No.
Okay. We'll leave you alone. Sorry for disturbing you, Miss Eleanor.
She just gives a slow nod, her eyes still not moving.
We'll leave you alone now. As we start walking away from the creepy doll lady.
Kelly is gonna look back at the creepy doll lady.
Her eyes are still seemingly watching you, but she has made no move to get up from the pew that she's been seated at.
Just kind of quietly whisper to Kelly as we walk out the door. That was weird.
Her words didn't match her lip movement.
It's like a bad movie.
Did not like the fact that her eyes were just locked onto us to the point of her head turning.
Once we'd like be at a safe, well, quote unquote, safe distance from the church, probably start talking and say, "So the woods got weird last night."
Oh, really?
Yeah, Trevor got tased by the mountain.
What?
Yeah, that happens. We found this weird point in the mountains where electricity and stuff, I think some sort of musical thing started happening.
Uh,
And it built up to a point where it shocked Trevor, and he fell over. He was relatively fine. His hair was a mess, though.
Yeah, okay.
He had an afro. It was kind of funny looking.
oh God.
Not much happened when I left. I got the good look at the shadow boxer. They look like they're more of a female figure. And they even have a ponytail. And actually, the red dots, the red orbs, kind of remind me. Caleb proceeded to pull out the gloves, the leather gloves with the red ring. Kind of reminds me of these, on placement wise, where the red glow are.
Oh,
Curious.
I love that. Do I spot it?
Kelly decided to put some on.
That said, Greg told us some things.
Really now.
Not sure how much of it is actuality and what's not, but supposedly, Ted's dad got swooped up by something, and Mr. Greg has a theory that he's got taken to the mountains,
I don't know how to toss it.
and there's something at the heart of the mountain that's causing this electricity.
Oh
And
boy.
William Ryder's father went looking for him in the mountains and got turned into a Wendigo and ate him.
That's certainly a theory.
Theory, yes. I'm not sure how much I
I
want to
genuinely have
believe
no idea
that.
how to toss it.
But that said, he also called the rhythms in the mountain the mountains music or something like that. I don't remember.
Quote unquote.
Either way, that happened. And I had a dream.
Another
Again.
one?
Yeah.
Hold on. Kelly goes into her bag and pulls out her journal. Okay.
There was a dream about when me and Trevor found old Greg's camp.
Mm-hmm.
Only Trevor wasn't there. I knew he wasn't. But everything was almost the same as when I went there, only the things in like my peripheral vision were changing or didn't seem right. When I got to old Greg, he looked over and
Bring my voice.
his eyes were yellow. Like the ones from the cave that I mentioned in the first dream.
Ah.
And
Okay.
I said Greg, and he just grew this weird, scary smile across his face, a toothy smile, with a glow of light similar to the eyes on his teeth. And he just said no in this dark, raspy voice. Then I woke up again. I think the cave in my dream might have some correlation to the music in the mountains.
That and maybe that rock you touched.
Maybe the rock is from the mountain?
Maybe.
Yeah. But he mentioned two things. To find the answers I'm looking for, go to the heart of the mountain, or go to church. I think we need to find Rosie O'Malley.
Okay.
I'm thinking Eleanor might know something.
I would have been a little bit more talkative, but not too comfortable with being in the church area.
Yeah. So we need So, step one to that, we need to talk to the priest.
Okay.
But first,
He was eyeing the Eleanor, which somehow every so often, from what I noticed.
yeah. But I'm debating if we want to go find the O'Malley twins and ask them some questions. Or their dad.
If you want to.
But the more we know about them before we find them, the better.
That's true. That's true.
Maybe the O'Malley twins could even help us. They're used to making trouble. Maybe they know something about Eleanor or where she lives.
Yeah. I mean, they did kind of help me out with the weasel guy.
It doesn't surprise me. They like to bully people.
Mhm.
What time would it be about now?
It's maybe an hour till noon. It's like 11 o'clock. Maybe it is just noon. Somewhere around there. Sun is high in the sky.
So... Ow, fuck. Pinch my finger with a knife. Ouch.
God damn it!
Fuck off, I'm playing with a knife. Yeah. Yeah. You said the O'Malley twins helped you with the weasel, dude. Were they
Yeah.
at the bar?
Yeah. Yeah. They were. I mean, you did leave out. We were not too far from the bar that day. Remember?
Right.
We were.
They were there, I remember.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's a weird, it's a unfortunate events going on. Brain's kind of scrambled. Let's go see if we can find their dad or them in there.
Okay.
Should we go try find Trevor?
Sure.
Right to the record store. I guess we start making our way out there. Unless we want to call it here for tonight, because it's almost 10.
What do you guys think?
For me,
Fine,
it's.
just whatever.
I'm good with that whenever myself.
Seems like a
But
decent
if it's
stopping point
almost,
if Aiden's
yeah,
got to
if
go.
it's- Yeah, if it's almost time for you, then.
Yeah. Alright. Let's go ahead and do some experience, because you guys did make it through Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get any experience.
Yeah, probably not.
Yay for being a shut-in.
That's fine. Tinker's overpowered anyways.
Yeah, I literally just fucking thief-proofed my fucking house with electrical
that?
wire.
Yeah, like, and then the other part is like, it's just, what's that? I don't have a high body score, so I should fail this test. Let me just tinker up something that'll add more force. Tinker is just the jack of all trades skill. You can basically, as long as you have time to, you can make just about anything that'll increase your scores for any other skill or check.
I mean, do I want to go fast? I made a motorcycle.
Exactly. Alright, so, first question for everyone. Did you participate in the session?
Yes.
Yeah.
No. Yes.
Yeah, Alex. Honestly, Kels, I'll accept either answer for that one for you.
Yeah, I'll say no. I didn't do a whole lot.
Yeah. Have you been in trouble because of your problem or your relationships?
No.
Huh?
No. Well, does my trouble from last time carry over since we didn't do experience for the last session?
I'd say yes.
Okay.
Actually, if that's the case, would it be a yes for all of us then? Because weasel guys?
Yeah, because you guys got in trouble with the Weasel guys because of Ted, because of your relationship with Ted.
Yeah.
So
No, you motherfuckers walked right up to the weasel guys. They're like, "Hey guys!"
They
Well,
mentioned
it wasn't
having.
because
You
of
talk
me.
to us, so we don't know what they are. All we know is they keep are always around you to some degree.
Maybe if you came and talked to me on a better footing than sneak into my backyard
We didn't really
and climb
sneak.
in my window.
A, we didn't sneak. B, you kept walking away.
Walking away when?
Every time you drove by us with your motorcycle?
I didn't know you were there. I was riding a motorcycle. Plus, the
window.
cops were chasing me.
You walked away from the window when we were trying to talk to you as well.
Yes, because you snuck into my backyard.
We didn't sneak. We literally just climbed.
Anytime you walk into
Kelly
a
got hit in the face with a
uninvited
pie.
to, that's sneaking.
Hobbits thinks we sneak.
You guys
Silly
broke into my
Hobbiton.
property.
We didn't break anything though.
Not sneaking.
God damn it,
Hobbits.
Agent.
I mean,
If
we
you
were
think you get
trespassing.
Ted to
yes, but
talk
we
to
didn't
you
break.
now, nuh-uh.
I mean, at least Kelly still tried doing some nice small talk and did give back the towel that Ted gave her to wipe off the pie.
Kelly's
Yep.
probably the only one that's in good graces.
Except, yes, this is reason. This is accepted.
Yes.
All right, but yes, everyone can say yes to 2. Did you use or struggle with your pride?
No.
Mm,
Hmm.
Actually.
yes.
We were tracking down Greg. So would that count?
Yeah, Allison, I'd say yours counts.
For Kelly, her pride is basically staying calm and with different scenarios and stuff like that.
To
And
be fair, you did remain pretty calm
mhm,
in the situations given.
yep.
Even when I got hit in the face.
I wasn't there when you got hit in the face.
Hey, you were the shadow boxer.
Oh, with the shovel. Yeah, okay, that one. Yeah, there were 2 times. There were 2 times you got hit in
Also,
the
while
face.
running away from the weasel guys and such,
Yeah,
remained fairly calm.
yep.
All right. Trevor, did you use or struggle with your pride?
No, I don't think I did.
The only argument I could make for you is that you did try to warn Allison about maybe we should get out of here. But without, yourself running to get out of potential danger.
What is
Well,
pride?
True.
I'll leave that one up to you, though.
What is Trevor's pride?
Friends come first.
Oh. Yeah.
4th question. Did you put yourself at risk for the other kids?
I mean, went with Allison into the middle of the fucking woods at night, so yeah.
I mean, I tested the waters of Shadow Boxer. Does that count?
Yeah, I suppose. I suppose that counts.
I don't know about Kelly.
Yeah, you're not much for taking risks, so probably not.
Yeah.
Of course. Ted did not, because he has not been around the other kids. So, last question.
Mhm.
Have you learned something new, and what is it? We'll go around the table. It can be in character, out of character, whatever.
First off, we found out what the odd red glow underneath the street lamp was. It's a shadow boxer, and apparently it's a female.
That's good. Next.
Some weird shit going on these mountains. Like the actual mountain itself seems to be a root of things.
I'll accept that. It's a little broad, but no one's done it before, so I'll accept that.
Trying to recall things from both sessions, including one didn't count.
I only need the one thing.
One of the Ted has a dog.
Alright, that counts. Ted, what is something you, in or out of character, have learned?
I learned literally not to trust anybody anymore. Like, I was open to the concept of the kids at school, then they broke into my backyard.
I mean, you're still kind of open with Kelly, apparently.
Kind of. Yes.
Kind of.
He more feels bad that he hit her in the face with a pop.
Kelly kind of
But-
brushed that off, really, with
Yeah.
how he reacted.
He doesn't trust them. They broke into his backyard. They were asking questions they shouldn't have been asking. He thinks they all work for either the Badgers or the Weasels.
They're literally kids from school.
Yeah. Badgers and Weasels can get people to do
I
things.
feel like Ted's gonna
They have
like
money.
what Kelly has in story time about weasels, about the weasels from her experience.
Getting Ted to trust you guys is going to be almost impossible.
Well, that's about it. Go ahead and tally up your experience points. If you have at least 5, you can use them to up one of your skills, and that'll.
I actually do
be it
have
for the night.
5.
I do
Um,
not have
Congratulations.
5. Feels
Actually, technically, I have 8, so I can actually use 1.
So yeah, just all you got to do is untick 5 experience from your tracker, and choose 1 skill and raise it by 1.
I'm gonna move up body. Move.
Fair enough. But
You roll free to skedaddle to whichever
Okay.
way the 4 winds take you.
I
What
am.
about the 5th wind? The one that is when you eat too many beans.
You're free to go wherever that one takes you as well, as long as it's away from me.
Cracks open bedroom door.
And with that, I'm actually gonna stop streaming for today, if that's the case.
Bye, stream.
See you
Bye-bye.
guys. Have a good night, whatever time it is for you guys. And see you next time. Though next time won't be a Monday. We're gonna have
Yep.
to figure out what day is gonna be a
Ah,
good day
yes.
for all of us.
Oblivion.
Yeah.